What's going on, everyone? Happy New Year. It is January 1st, 2026. Thanks so much for being here on a holiday Thursday. It is still a little chilly outside. Certainly not as cold as the last couple of nights, and I think that trend is going to continue where we gradually start to warm things back up and we pull out of this little chill that we've gotten ourselves into. Cold, but not as cold. So emphasis on the as. Again, you still might want the jacket tomorrow and the heavier jacket at that. We'll talk about how cold we get, but a giant warm up is on the way as we get to the weekend, and then especially by the middle and latter stages of the upcoming work week and into next weekend. So some crazy warmth coming on the pipeline after our little chill to close out 2025 and ring in 2026. And then it is Thursday. So, as part of our themed days outside of hurricane season, we're talking about astronomy. It's one of my other loves, and what we can see in the night sky. Every year, about this time, I come out with my top 5 list of things that I'm most looking forward to looking at in the night sky that I think you might be looking forward to as well. And again, not everything is going to be on there. There's more than 5 things certainly worthy of busting out the telescope, the binoculars, or just looking up. But these are my top 5 that I'm most excited about, and all that stuff as well. Melissa, unfortunately, I do not have a trivia question tonight. We're going to have to wait until Tuesday, as we have a jam-packed show this evening, but hope you had a great New Year. Golfing Ferdy, Happy New Year. Kevin, hope you're doing well tonight. Happy New Year as well. So thank you guys a ton for taking a little bit of time out of your celebrating to come hang out with me tonight every Monday through Friday at 9:30. By the way, we're taking a live look tonight in Lake Weir and also in snowy Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Look at all the snow on the ground there in Wisconsin. All right, so already we're doing better, guys. 55 in Orlando. Tallahassee, we're back to the upper 40s. Jacksonville, we're at 44. Pensacola at 53. Last year at this time, we had 30, I guess last year at this time, last night at this time, we had 30s already on this map, certainly the night before as well. So we are getting there. We are pulling ourselves out of the chill, as we go forward. Air temperatures tomorrow, when you wake up, there will be a few 30s on the map. I think Gainesville, Ocala, I-75 corridor, kind of right where that darker blue is. Most of us should be out of the 30s. Most of us should wake up in the 40s and 50s. You see, Fort Myers, we're at 49. Miami, we're at 50. Key West, we are at 64 degrees tomorrow. So the place to be if you want to escape the chill is in the Florida Keys, where we are back into the middle 60s. The warmth is going to gradually continue to build, and that kind of starts tomorrow. It's going to be courtesy of that high pressure system that we have working through. And as it slides over the Bahamas, it is going to induce a south wind and help to pump in some extra moisture and pump in some extra warmth. You can already see that here. There, look at the extra cloud cover coming out over Texas right now. Notice how on the right side, the east side of high pressure, it's dry. There's no cloud cover. All the skies are clear. But then over here, we have extra clouds. That's because it's pulling in some of that Gulf moisture and helping to get some clouds going on the other side of that high pressure cell. So that is going to slide in. I do expect extra clouds tomorrow, and we might even be able to ring out a stray couple of downpours in the mix this weekend, especially in the north part of Florida. I think there could be even be a low end severe weather risk in the Panhandle and Big Bend region. I'll look at that. I'll show you that in just one second. Is also a byproduct of the high pressure. Look at the temperature difference compared to 24 hours ago. Houston, Dallas, Little Rock, 10 to 15 degrees warmer than where it was last night at this time. And again, that's evident because of that southerly breeze as well, helping to pump in some of that extra warmth. So it was certainly warmer today. It's going to be warmer tomorrow. We're above average again in Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Pensacola. The peninsula side of Florida, we are still below normal, but certainly we are a little warmer than where we were today. We were in the mid 60s. We're back up to around 70 in Orlando, pushing 70 in Naples. We're at 72 in Miami, 71 degrees in Vero Beach. And that is something that's going to continue to warm up over the next few days. And it's because of that high pressure. So I want to show you this. This is going to be our nice chunk of high pressure that builds and moves out over the Bahamas. The arrows you see on the map, that's the wind direction. So this is going to be 1 o'clock on Saturday. We do have another cold front coming. This is not a big blast of cold air like what we just had, but notice out ahead of it, a couple of downpours across the Florida Peninsula. Certainly, you see that right there from about St. Augustine back to Ocala, Cedar Key. We have some darker reds popping back up. That's where the potential for a few stronger thunderstorms going to be on Saturday afternoon into the Florida peninsula, into the Florida panhandle, I should say. Even more so Saturday evening, and then that kind of pushes down late Saturday night and into Sunday morning. There's 7 o'clock in the morning. Most of the rain by that point pushing down towards Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Lake Okeechobee. So I think our Sunday is dry. I think we're going to time this out right that most of this rain comes late Saturday evening into the early part of Sunday morning before anybody really wakes up. It's not going to be a ton of rain. I know we could use it. We're going to have an update on the drought monitor in tomorrow's show. Typically, I show it on Thursday. It's not good news. The drought did expand through Central Florida, but we're going to dissect that as a whole coming up tomorrow. The rain that's coming is not going to be enough to really help anything and help the situation improve any, but this is going to be the severe weather risk on Saturday, really held to the extreme southeast corner of the United States, including the Florida Panhandle and the extreme northwest side of the Big Bend. I'm not anticipating that strong stuff to come down towards Central Florida or South Florida, at least to Central Florida. South Florida on Sunday might be able to have that chance. I would not be surprised if we saw from southeast of I-4, including the extreme southern tip of Florida highlighted by the Storm Prediction Center. But as far as anything for Saturday in Central Florida, I'm not too jazzed about anything, thankfully, to come on through. Alrighty, guys, I have to hit my first break. Coming up in just about 3 minutes, we are going to look ahead to the year 2026 when it comes to astronomical events. One of the events that is on my list is not going to be visible again in the Florida area anyway until 2029. So you're going to want to mark your calendars for that. I think it's one of the cooler things out there. We'll talk about what that is in 3 minutes. I'll see you then. Alrighty, guys, welcome back to New 6 Weather Live at 9:30. Of course, coming at you live every single Monday through Friday at 9:30 at night. I just want to touch on this. Melissa asked, so I wanted to show her. This is the latest drought monitor, and we're going to go into more detail about this in tomorrow's show. But this is released every Thursday. You see now parts of the I-75 corridor in the central Florida area, including Marion County, into that orange-ish color. That would be a severe drought. So that is a significant ratchet up from the last couple of weeks that we've been following this. Really, we've been following it since the dry season started, of course. But now everybody in Central Florida has some color. So, Melissa, to answer your question, we're not technically in the drought yet. We need that beige shaded color, but we're not far off. We're in that abnormally dry. So that means that we're below average in rainfall. The ground is very dry. We are close to observing drought conditions, but officially we are in the abnormally dry category. We are in the drought, though, just north of you, Daytona Beach, Ormond Beach, we're in it, Palm Coast, Bunnell, all in that moderate drought, and then Mico, almost in Palm Bay, we're in drought status. So again, not what you want to see in January. We typically start to see this like begin to develop in like 4 to 6 weeks, and then the wet season comes. We don't like that we're in a drought already, and again, we've been watching that develop. Okay, so now if you're just joining us, every Thursday, I like to talk about what's in the night sky, what can be viewed for the upcoming weekend. This is the special treat because it is the first Thursday of the year, and always every year I like to put together what I'm most looking forward um, to look at through the sky, whether it's a telescope needed or binoculars or just kind of sitting back out there with a sheet or a chair and just looking at the sky. So I put together my top 5 things, and this is in no particular order, but just that I'm looking forward to. And I think that might excite you as well. So the first thing that's coming up is right off the bat in a couple of days, January 3rd, the full moon. It's a super moon, and that's why it makes the list. So it's going to be 14% brighter, appear 30% bigger, or vice versa. It's going to be bright. It's the 4th supermoon in a row now. We ended 2025 with 3 consecutive supermoons, and now we have another one to start 2026. It will officially be full at 5:02 in the morning, but it's going to look full on tomorrow night. And I mean, it's looking pretty full out there right now. And it's going to look full the evening of January 3rd. So the first thing up is going to be the first supermoon of the year. Eclipses are always awesome. Obviously, the bucket list thing is totality of a total solar eclipse, and that does come through Central Florida in 2045. So the countdown is on now, what, 19 years to go until that comes right on through Central Florida. But we do have a total lunar eclipse. This is also known as the blood moon eclipse, when the moon turns blood red because it's in Earth's shadow. So this happens the morning of March 3rd. Peak eclipse time is at 6:33 in the morning on the western horizon. The partial eclipse begins at 4:50, and then the moon will set before 7 o'clock, ending the eclipse before it actually were to end. But nonetheless, this is probably the top thing on the list: the total lunar eclipse, the morning of March 3rd. So not that far away, just 2 months away, just about. This is the one. We're not going to see another total lunar eclipse or the blood moon eclipse until 2029. So that's 3 years away, unless you're traveling somewhere to go see it or happen to be somewhere. It's going to be a while before we see a blood moon eclipse in Central Florida. This is another cool one here. This is going to be the Venus-Jupiter conjunction. And what a conjunction is, it's whenever 2 objects get real close together in our sky from our vantage point. Obviously, in reality, Jupiter and Venus are not even close to one another. But in our night sky, they're going to look pretty close. So that's going to be really awesome to see the 2 brightest planets that we have close together. There's also the 2 twins in Gemini, Pollux and Castor. Those guys are going to be close by, and then Mercury is going to be hanging out in the just south of all of that, closer to the horizon. Mercury, this is in June, by the way, June 8th and 9th. That's something that Mercury is always typically very difficult to see because its proximity to the sun. You need to get the sky darker to see it. But this is going to be the northwest sky shortly after sunset, and that would be the key if you want to also see Mercury. Mercury is a naked eye object. Sometimes it's a little bit better when you have the binoculars, of course, but don't look at it when it's super close to the sun. of course. Then in October, we're already fast forwarding to October. I'm calling this the one-eyed smile because Jupiter is going to have another conjunction this year with our moon. This is going to be in the morning sky. There's a lot of stuff happening in the morning this year, which I'm not too excited about because I like being up late rather than getting up early at this day and age. But nonetheless, in the morning of October 6th, um, in the morning of October 6th, Jupiter is going to just kind of sit right on top of the crescent moon, and it's just going to be chilling there. And it's going to be a really cool sight to see the crescent moon, that very little sliver of light there with the second brightest planet in the sky. So that's going to be the morning on October 6th. And then we'll move forward to my final thing here as we have to get into a break, some kind of rapid firing. By the way, this whole list with a little more detail than I'm able to go into right now is all going to be on clickorlando.com as well. There's a whole video. There is a whole list all right there, kind of graphically put together. So it's all right there if you're missing any of these, and that's on clickorlando.com. And we have another morning one. Have you ever seen the sickle before? It kind of looks like a sickle. Those blue dots there, those are the stars that make up Leo is the full constellation, but it looks like a sickle there, the recognizable shape in the sky that contains that brightest star in Regulus. But Mars and Jupiter are going to be really close together, so you'll see the red planet next to Jupiter. This is going to be the morning of November 16th. I know, another morning one. Kimberly is a fan of having these in the evening. It's been a while since we've had a really great show in the evening. I mean, 2020, we had the great conjunction with Saturn and Jupiter. Of course, the partial solar eclipse, that's obviously in the afternoon. I feel like it's been a while since we've had a good lunar eclipse in the evening. I think the one last year was in the morning too, or maybe the year before. It all bleeds together now, but I feel like it's been a while since the night owls got a treat, but still worth getting up early and checking it out. Alrighty, guys, I have to hit the next break. When we come back in 3 minutes, if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer those. Have to hightail out of here quick tonight because I'm leading the top of the 10 o'clock show, and we'll talk about how to watch that in just about 3 minutes. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your New Year's Day. I really appreciate you guys. I know it's been a busy couple of weeks. It's been a busy month getting ready for the holidays and the New Year. Some people had off today. Some people back to work tomorrow. Thank you for spending some time with me tonight as we go over some of the cool things to look forward to in 2026 in the night sky. And of course, talking about the warm up in tomorrow's show, we're going to get a little more in depth with the drought that is rapidly developing here in Central Florida and all of that stuff and everything else. Let's see. Kimberly says March 13th, 14th, blood moon started around midnight and peaked around 2:50. The next one's going to be on March 3rd. So the morning of March 3rd. That'll be the next one and the last one until 2029. So the next one, it's the last one we have in Central Florida for 3 years. So stay up early. That one happens at it starts at 4:50 in the morning and ends at about 6:50 in the morning. So it's another early one. Happy New Year to you and Melissa. Thanks so much for always being here and hanging out with us. Kimberly, good evening. Hope that helps. Alrighty, guys, I have to run. Show's coming up in a couple of minutes. New 6 at 10. You know what I always say? If you're watching a New 6 Plus, don't go anywhere. Keep it parked there in your nice, comfy, warm chair. If you're on the New 6 YouTube page, same channel, different thumbnail. I'll see you guys in literally about a minute.